Yesterday something amazing happened, guys. I had a full day at work. It was busy, it was stressful, hectic and tiring, and when I came home I had to cook dinner. After cooking dinner, it was almost 8 p.m. but I wanted to put my little one, my 1-year-old, to bed, and I thought that he would go to sleep, but he was struggling, he was crying, there was some kind of discomfort, and I was walking with him, trying to console him, trying to pack him to sleep, but it didn't seem to be working. After an hour of struggle, he finally went to bed. It was 9 p.m. local time and I was exhausted. I didn't know what to do and I didn't think that I could focus on anything. I didn't think I could get any studying done or any productive work done. But then something amazing happened. At around 9 p.m., my husband switched on a really interesting movie, and not only was I paying full attention, I was glued to the TV. I could follow every word, I could pay attention, and I was doing something productive. I wonder what happened. Hey guys, my name is Divya. I'm a doctor and I've held a management role with a healthcare company for a while. I've been trying to do videos on my channel to help everybody get certified with whatever certification exam they're working on. Today's video is dedicated to all of us working professionals. We come home from a full day's of work, we're exhausted, we're tired, and then we think that we cannot get any studying done. But believe me guys, there's a way. There's hope. And that's what I want to talk about today. So how do we get our attention to peak after a full day's of work, guys? How do we do it? How is it that the others are able to study? What happened to me when I was watching the movie? Or what happened to me when my child was struggling? I was so exhausted, and yet I could focus a little later. So guys, a few tips from my end to see if we can study and make things work after a full day's of work. So what really happens when we're tired and exhausted? We have a pineal gland in our brain and it secretes a substance called melatonin. Melatonin is the thing that's produced when you actually want to sleep. It's the thing that some people even take for jet lag. So when we're tired, we have enough melatonin in the body that we're not able to focus and we're actually more sleepy than anything else. So how is it that you can get yourself to focus again? Our brain is an amazing thing, guys. It really is. If it picks up on sensory organs or anything that you have, a little bit of stimuli, it can get piqued and intrigued again. So we can use that trick to study after full days of work. So here are my tips to study after full days of work. Tip number 1, take a break after coming. Simple Simon, right? I mean, these are things that you definitely want to do after coming home. You want to eat a little, grab dinner, maybe get your cup of tea or coffee if that's what you do in the evening, and ensure that you play with your kids. I mean, hey, what's life without family? So whatever you want to do, your pets, your spouse, your kids, your partner, whoever you have at home, your family, play with them, interact with them, ensure you get some food inside. That's fuel for the brain. And if you need caffeine like tea or coffee, do ensure that you get that. My tip number 2, and a really important one. After you come home from work, lay out what you need to study. Bring out those couple of sheets of paper, the book out, and keep it on your study spot. This really sets the brain to do something. So this would be the time when you've not had dinner, so prior to dinner and prior to doing fun things, maybe you can come home and do this right away because it takes just a couple of minutes to get your pencil case and your book out and keep it at your desk. It would really serve a good purpose to do that because it sets your brain to actually study after you're done with your evening chores and dinner. My tip number 3, don't try to cover the entire chapter or an entire topic or competency in one particular sitting. It doesn't work like that, guys. If you're doing studying after full days of work, you need to do a shorter topic, just a couple of pages or 1 page. I used to do about a page and then I used to be really happy. And the way to study is also extremely important. This is my way of studying. I used to skim through the page or a couple of pages, make certain headings and points within those 2 pages so that I know that it's covering this content broadly, and then I would go into the details. So what this does, it's like a warm-up for exercise. You want to skim through, you want to make the major headings, and then dive into the actual details of content. Try this, guys. It really, really works. My tip number 3, guys. Before you begin studying and after you're done with your evening dinner or all the chores that you have, meditate a little. I'm not talking about a long session for an hour, hour and a half, but I really mean the 5 minutes of quiet time where you either close your eyes or you just clear your mind. This meditation will clear your head for studying and you'll be actually able to focus on what you have to do in those 1 or 2 pages. My next tip is use sticky notes really well. I use a lot of sticky notes while studying. I put them so that I can cover a particular topic, I can point to something important, or I can just be summarizing something and put it in my notebook. They're really, really helpful. So back in the day, guys, when I did not have kids, I used to put sticky notes up on my wall, on my monitor, and somewhere in front of me on my desk so that it would be easy to remember things and it would catch my eye. I've obviously stopped doing that with kids around because they would play with my colorful, pretty sticky notes. Now I have a habit of sticking it right up front in my notebook, so it's the first thing that I see when I open my notebook, and it points to important things or gives me reminders. So once again, use sticky notes and use it the way it's useful for you. If you have kids like me who love your sticky notes, just like I love mine, then don't leave them around, guys, because if you do, then whatever writing was there on the sticky note is probably gone because your 2-year-old and your 5-year-old are actually playing with it. My last and final tip, guys, reviewing whatever you do is extremely important. Keep your studying sessions short and, more importantly, ensure that you review it. So I used to study the 1 page or a couple of pages in the evening after full days of work, and I used to review the same thing during my lunch hour. So the reviewing would be faster since I've only done it the previous night. It's still fresh in my mind, I remember things, and hey, repetition is the mother of learning. So I not only studied after full days of work, I also managed to squeeze something in right during work, during my lunch hour. All in all, I hope these tips for studying are helping you with your certification exam. Please take a moment to subscribe to my channel and give this video a thumbs up. Thank you so much for watching.